All right. So we're going to start recording now. This is Assistant Manager Prep, March 11th, 2018. We're going to start our continue our dialogue on social media recruiting and the process that we're going through. So last week when we spoke, we came up with great ideas during our think tank. And we talked about having a social media intern. We talked about some hot ideas that came up were adding these PRs as they get, like we just got like 550 PRs yesterday from 3 kids. So when we're launching 10, we might get a lot more than that. So we're talking about adding those PRs to a cell phone or to a device to connect with them on social media, but specifically Snapchat. We talked about having a public account that or keeping that account public. We talked about adding on a top 10 list, getting their phone number, their InstaSnap and Facebook usernames. And we talked about going to our current team and finding out the 5 most popular kids in their school and them following them on Insta or Snap to see, what they're following, what their platform looks like. Since that conversation, I have created a video explaining what we're looking for. I created the application on a Google form and created a whole position description with the help of Lindsay. And we already took 2 applications so far, one of which was Kaylee Erickson, by the way, who would be excited to help. So I don't know. But we took her first application from her and one from a kid at Dixie Hollins because I gave them the information. I've also visited, tomorrow I'll have visited 12 schools. I've already visited 8, I believe, or 9 different schools in the area. And those are some of the immediate action steps we've taken. So today I want to go through and discuss the platform for Team No Sleep, which is the #1 vector manager. That's Nick Smith. He's the one that just won 2 silver cups. We were number 2 and they were number 1. So they have their Team No Sleep platform. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how we can make our office more selfie friendly for triple threats and Snapchat takeovers. So that way our walls are legitimately designed not for training anymore. They are designed for Snap takeovers and selfies.
And to look good in the background.
Yeah, we'll talk about. We're going to talk about that. And then some hot ideas that Lindsay had that I want to talk about. So let's start with the Team No Sleep, their platforms and what we want to take and use for ours. So which one of you guys would like to go first?
I'll go first. So one of the things I really like is it was unassociated with a person. So it was like a general account that didn't seem, for a Snapchat, didn't seem like creepy or like imposing or really anything like that. Like it was pretty like hands off, but still did a good job, and you could easily connect with people without feeling without them feeling like weirded out by it kind of. And I think they had really good content on it where it was like exciting, interesting, not like they had Cutco related stuff, but then especially with the trip on Germany, it helps. So I'm interested to see what they do like elsewhere, but it wasn't like overly like in your face, like work all the time. I think an important aspect of that is having like play and fun and like showing like cool things. Even if it ends up being where like we take videos and record them and repost stuff that is really exciting, because I think if it all just looks like all work and no fun, it's not exciting. So I think it should be like 70% fun, like 30% work, which will get the message across that it's work related without being like boring.
So that's good. Now, do you notice how it connected their Instagram and their Snap and also to a YouTube channel?
I didn't see the YouTube channel. I liked how they had like one name that was like universally used though, because it kind of is like a brand name, which I think we could easily use with the like game changers and stuff like that.
And our logo.
Right. I think it'll be really good, and we kind of have all the stuff already. And I think using that, we'll get the job done for sure.
I also really liked how like their name on Snapchat wasn't like an actual name, like it was creating success stories.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So like you know how we last conversation we were talking about like, oh well, I mean we could use my name or because it's a female name so it comes off, but like creating success stories, I mean that's pretty much like why
And
wouldn't you?
their name
Yeah.
on Insta or Snap?
Huh?
And that's on Snapchat. So if you look
Yeah.
at their Snapchat and like click on their story, it just says creating success stories. Which like if you're a kid, like it's kind of weird. Like it's not like a name, but at the same time, like you're not gonna be like, oh, that's something I'm just going to ignore. Like that's kind of like it catches your attention.
So do we want to take a moment right now to try to think of our handles or usernames? Or
I think that'd be very time consuming.
okay. I mean, obviously we have game changers. I think something have to do with that. You know, so I think that's pretty simple. But game changers, and then something.
I think we need to come up with a slogan. I think to like use as a group, like as a team this summer. Like if we had like a team slogan that could easily be transferred to whatever the name will be.
Is the
Do you
triple
remember
growth
when we
experience?
did in like TLA where we had like our three, like as a team, we want to represent like these three things? What
The
if we
triple
put all
growth?
of that towards it?
What would the three things?
Like, I don't remember what it's called or like what the exercise was, but like in TLA, we all had to write down 3 words that we want like the game changers, like Clearwater game changers to represent.
Like a core value type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like take one of them maybe, or that we think is like the easy, most like transferable, and create like a catchy name with it or something.
Yeah, we could. That's a great think tank idea for once we finalize our assistant manager team, we could think tank all of us together. The only thing is, I want to start this platform like soon.
But yeah, and get content on it before summer so it doesn't look brand new.
Yes. So if we wait too long, then we miss
One of the things though is you can make the account now and you can change all the names later. So it's
But the
all
hardest thing is Snapchat, you just have to make sure that the username, you pick a username that you're going to want to stick because you can't change Snapchat username after you're
that should be the game changers though, or something like that should be game changer related. Just like theirs is the team no sleep. Like I think that's something that like won't change no matter what, and it works. Like there's no issues with it.
So team no sleep. What do you think? Team game changers team. Do we need any of that, or just game changers? Or
I honestly feel just game changers is fine.
Mm-hmm. Or like CW, or like CW game changers, something like that maybe.
Because that's my LLC, CW game changers. The only slogan that I added to our logo was the triple growth experience, but I don't know if that's if that's catchy or if it gets people interested or not.
I don't think anybody would really know what it means enough to catch on. Oh. Like outside of the business.
Oh, well, sorry. That was a quick no. That was like no, not that one. Okay. We're good. We're good. So maybe we could so the question that we have to answer is and what is it? A secondary name? Is there success stories? Is that what it's called?
So you'll have the username that you make the account, and then you have like, I guess the best word would be like your display name. So like the name people see when they click on your info, I guess.
Okay.
So like, when you Snapchat people and like, so you have your username, that's what people can add you by. But when they Snapchat you, like my username's ChelBell238 or something like that. But when I Snapchat you, that name doesn't pop up. Chelsea Hage pops up. So it's kind of like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. So display name. That's a good way to put it. Now we want to have it synced with an Instagram. Now, if you noticed, that girl wasn't Team No Sleep. That's one of the assistant managers in the office there, but she had a YouTube channel link in her profile. And then on that YouTube channel, we're going to just hack all of their videos because they're really good. and they're like stick figure videos of like how to make a lot of money and why being successful is important, and working hard as a millennial is important, and all of that stuff. So we could just kind of hijack some of that as far as that YouTube channel. But I like that it then, if someone's interested, like, what is this? They could just click that hyperlink and redirect to videos. Did you guys
Yep.
catch that?
I didn't catch out the YouTube part. No.
Yeah, I didn't catch the YouTube.
So that leads into the next thing. How did Nick Smith, he was in Germany while somebody else was at a campus table owning that Snapchat story at the same time?
Because you can, just like we do with like Vector Live, where we all have like the same password, you can log in. You can just have a Snapchat password and you can log in on everyone's device.
Ooh, okay. So that's what we need to do for that. Now, I noticed, did they have a Team No Sleep Instagram too, like their own Instagram, or was it just the girls' Instagram?
I just noticed the girls' Instagram.
I
didn't
just
notice-
saw the girls' Instagram.
Because
Yeah.
that's all I saw too as well. So maybe that's something that we could look at and see. The question is, she's sending these direct messages. So this intern that we're hiring essentially is going to be doing a lot of this for us, where they're going to be directing people to our at signs, or whatever, like at Game Changers or whatever. So we kind of got to get this, if we're going to be doing, and if you look at hers, actually Roberta's page, they have like every image is like a bunch of motivational stuff, but like that's her page.
Mm-hmm.
So last week we were talking about you guys not really wanting to mix the personal professional. So what does a strategy look like?
I have a business account that's kind of like a public figure account. I don't mind following people on that account. I just don't want to follow them on my private account.
Yeah,
Well-
like I'm assuming that's probably a professional account that she has, and I'm assuming that she definitely has like a private account, but you can make multiple accounts.
So maybe maybe both of you, along with every other assistant manager, creates
A professional account.
a professional account. Now on her account though, she has 2,000 followers and 1,100 people she's following. So I don't know if that's like just started overnight type of thing.
You just have to
If you
start
go-
following people.
Yeah, the thing you'll do is you'll go out and follow 3,000 people, and 2,000 of them follow them back, and then you'll unfollow 2,000 of them, and then you get 2,000 and 1,000.
Bam.
Yeah.
So we need to do this. Then we need to get on this.
Yeah.
Because she only has 39 posts.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering when her first post was, like how long ago it was for her to get to that point.
Yeah, because this is
If you promote it enough, it comes easy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exciting. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited about this, like legit excited. And I did some math and I opened up my budget. I'm going to open up $5,000 to fund this. Okay.
Okay.
So $5,000 between hiring the staffing, between whatever we have to do in order to make this advertising platform get off the ground as smoothly and as effectively as possible.
Yep.
You follow?
So looking at this, it looks like she made this account like 2 years ago or so, did like a good amount with it, and then like just started using it again like this past January. So it's been around a while, but it hasn't been active for more than a couple months.
Could it make sense? Now, this is just an idea. Could it make sense for me to just turn my personal account into our professional one? Because, I don't really care. I don't give a shit about Instagram for my personal life. I just do it because that's where the cool kids are.
Possibly, but I don't know if for recruiting, like, would this be used as a recruiting tool?
Well, can I just change the name on Instagram? Can I just change my profile to a Game Changer like all the interface, all the names? I mean,
Yeah, you can change all of it.
so what if I just change my account and we all just use that, and I just, because I already have like, I don't know,
You have 1,100. So I mean, you could probably unfollow like 1,500 people and then delete 350 posts, and it would work pretty well, I think. What do you think, Chelsea?
Yeah, I think it would work. We just have to make sure that we're posting at least 3 to 5 times a week, because that's how you stay in front of people.
Yep.
So I mean, I'd be down if you think that so the option is that, or do we create a whole new account and start?
I think if we want to do this long term, maybe start making an account now, but it would be like make it now for next summer and use this because this is our best option for this summer, I think.
Okay. And then our social media person, which I'm thinking maybe one of our assistants will own this. 4 are helping with sales, and then like everyone's helping with recruiting in the front part of summer. But one's job is solely owning this.
Yep.
I don't know who's most savvy out of those candidates, but we'll figure it out. Because I don't want an hourly worker on this, because it's like I want someone to own it, not by the hour, but by like monitor.
And
like this is what.
Yeah, and since it's like a universally used account, I don't think it'll make a difference whether a boy or a girl is running it either. Like with the other thing.
Yeah.
Because then they could copy and paste messages. They could find those right kids that we want to talk to, messages, guys, and it's not looking like it's coming from me. It's coming from,
a company,
Team Game Changers or whatever.
Right.
So
another thing we could do is we can link it to our Facebook page, so we can make it like a
brand,
whatever business name we want it to be.
Yep.
Well, I have a Facebook page that we can also change. Right now it's called Vector Pinellas County, but we should just change that page to whatever we're calling it, which is.
We should definitely, make it Game Changers instead of Vector. I think would be a good move.
Yeah. So that's easy. So I can make that happen. So we need to so action steps are coming up with a username plus a display name that's consistent between Insta and Snap. And then we want to update the Facebook page.
And update, if we're going to use your account, we should update that too.
And then update my Insta. Then what about a Snap? So we got to create a new Snap for this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but you guys said in order to create a new Snap, we need to have a whole new phone number, right?
We just have to have an email that's not already linked to a Snapchat.
So an email that's not linked to a Snapchat.
Yeah. So is our Clearwater Game Changer email linked to a Snapchat?
It is not.
Then there, we're set.
But before I create that, I need to know what username, display name I'm using, right?
We only need to know. The only thing you'll need to know is the username, which will be the Game Changers, whatever we end up like CW Game Changers, because the display name you can change.
Now, before we decide on CW Game Changers, how much of a consensus or how much of a think tank should we have before finalizing what that name is? Because I mean, you know me, but hopefully you know me at this point. I take immediate and massive action, like right away, and I get hungry to try to move forward and move things forward as fast as possible. I'm not a waiter.
So the reason I like CW Game Changers instead of Game Changers, my thought process on that is it gives the people a location. So say they're in the area and we follow them, they like see CW and they'll like think Clearwater or something like that. It's not like super random like us following people in Texas kind of thing. And it's also tied to the Game Changers logo. It doesn't really have anything to do with like Vector Cutco, which I think keeps it kind of like off base, which I think is important. So I think it's a good one, and I would do it where like it would be like C, the W, and the G capitalized, and the rest lowercase. And we could probably do some, if we ever got into it, initially with the CW and the G.
I definitely think that we should just stick to like Game Changers, because that's what we're known as. And like we can change the screen name to like whatever, but I think just the username should be something that people would recognize what it's from if they're in the working, like if they're in the vector world.
And I got to lead to believe Game Changers is taken.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
So then, you know how we have like the 3K69 or 36, whatever it is?
The
I mean,
Wi-Fi
there's
password.
always that. And then, yeah, I mean, we have options. Just I would keep it in the Game Changer realm because that's what we're known as.
I like it, especially because you brought it like in the vector world, because we're definitely known as the Clearwater Game Changers, which is why CW makes that recognizable.
Yeah, because we do have a little bit of time, which is good. So we don't have to rush this. I mean, this is our topic today, so we don't have to rush it. But I'd like to kind of come up with some sort of way to finalize it before we transition, because this is good, and I'd like to start this ASAP. So what about CG Game Changers, where it's CG or GC Game Changers rather? But I don't know. Game Changers. Well, so with those words, if we had to think back to the value words, or is that what we're trying to do with this tag name? Because like their team No Sleep is, it's pretty simple. It's nothing crazy. They just changed the O to a 0 in No Sleep. I like team because that way you could say our team is hiring, or our team is accepting applications with our post. So could we keep it as simple as Game Changer Team or Team Game Changers? I don't know if that's.
I mean, yeah, I just feel like as long as we keep the Game Changers in, because that's what we're known as, and I don't think that's ever changing.
Game Changers Team or Team Game Changers?
I mean, I think either's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'll see if I want to see if people have these names.
Yeah, like I love her bio. It's like formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. Snapchat, Team No Sleep, the 0 and no is actually the number 0. tinyurl.com/bossup, TNS, Team No Sleep. So like their tiny URL is the link to their YouTube channel. Dude, they have this shit figured out. They have this wire.
Mm-hmm.
I like this model though.
Yeah, anything with Game Changer and Team is available.
Okay. So whose opinion would you say would be valid for this? Of who else we would want to consult to finalize our summer success?
Who are the options?
That's what I'm asking you.
Like you're talking about, like that are like other AM candidates.
In general, whose other opinion would we value before we finalize that decision?
I think Taylor. He's very into like because he does a lot with like the like creating videos and all the editing and like online persona type stuff. I think he would be pretty valuable for that.
So I'm going to text him right now and see if he can hop on. I mean, I know it's kind of like very last minute, but that's good. Anyone else?
I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head right now.
I can't either. I'm looking in the group chat right now.
All right, so we'll see if he hops on. So we could can you add it to your to-do list, Will, to get a conversation with Taylor in case he doesn't hop on in the next 10 minutes to you know,
Yes.
to get to me within the next 24 hours, like a 24-hour list?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So that way I can create the accounts and get some things moving.
What exactly do you want me to do? Like have a conversation with him or have him talk to you?
No. Have the combo and say, hey, what are some ideas that you think our handles or usernames should be or could be something.
So ask him about username ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom is also like, she does web.com, which is all like Google and social media. And after we leave the dance comp, I don't mind asking her because I know she's made tons of Instagrams and stuff.
Yeah. As long as it's attracting the audience that we want to attract. So make sure mom knows that, of course, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Which makes
I was just
sense.
saying to get her opinion on some usernames and things because I know she's done, like, that's what she works with.
Love that. Yeah, I love that. So that's good. So then we could transition. So just to recap, the username plus the display name. So we need those two. On Insta and Snap, they're going to match. I'm going to update my Facebook page to the Clearwater Game Changers versus Vector Pinellas. I'm going to update my my Instagram to Game Changer name whenever we come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Follow, and then as far as following, I might even leave that to one of you guys to help me with as far as that goes. If I don't necessarily see, I don't know, but as far as that goes, non-Cucko people, or I don't know. I just figured the more the better. But we'll come up with an idea there. And then as far as Snap, we're going to use the Game Changer email to create that. So that's what we got so far, right?
Yep.
Cool. So let's transition. So this social media intern that we want to find, this is where I kind of started getting a little bit lost because our original conversation was, let's have one person from each of our best schools to get us into these different programs. But then as I'm going through it, it's like, I'm almost looking for someone to do all of this social media stuff for us that I'm going to be paying to manage our account, not necessarily just go through and message their friends.
Yep.
So kind of correct me where I'm missing something here as far as these people that I'm looking to hire.
So I think since it's kind of developed into like the social media like platform where we have all of them, I think that maybe that's something added on where we might want one main person to kind of take on that role. But I think that could easily be kind of like assigned to an AM because it doesn't matter who it is because like any of the AMs could do it. That's just a matter of like diligence, like posting something every day, finding a motivational quote, like following, like that's easy stuff. Like it doesn't matter who does it. But with the intern, I think we need people who are more like connected in the schools, popular kids, because I kind of think that maybe they're different, especially because the intern, like you were saying earlier, is probably not going to be like emotionally invested more than an hourly wage in the social media platforms.
So our candidates are Jesse, Taylor, RJ, Ryan. Now, I don't know Jesse and Taylor, as far as I don't know their strengths as far as that goes because I never had that conversation with them. And I know Ryan, she is, not, she's doing some stuff with Facebook, but she's a great student where I think that she will be able to do it. I don't know RJ's strength, and Mason I don't think will be interested at all.
Yep. I think Taylor and Jesse could both do it if everything was fully explained to them and what their responsibilities were with it. But I don't think that they will be able to think of stuff on the fly kind of thing. So I think everything will need to be directed on but I think if we tell them post three to 5 things a week, motivational quotes, take pictures of the team meeting, like if we make like a list of things that need to be done for all of the accounts, I think that they could both be options as well, but they won't think oh, we're at a phone jam. Let me pull out my phone and take a Snapchat. Like it'll need to like be in a list of like things they need to kind of like check off.
Yeah. Can you begin to type out that list, send it on our group, so that way
Yeah.
we can continue to add to that. I think that's what you just said. What triggered for me is benchmarks for each for that role.
And do you want to put this in WhatsApp?
Yeah, just type out whatever you could think of what you just said of like
Okay.
just the questions. I think that's really good, and that could help us with that. Cool. Any additional thoughts, Chelsea, before I transition to the next part?
No, I was honestly gonna say, just like with the Snapchat and Instagram, that could definitely be like an AM. Like we could even assign it like, oh, on Wednesday meeting, this is your turn. Like it's your turn to have fun with the Snapchat or whatever. So then it gives everyone like an opportunity to throw in their like own 2 cents, and
Yeah.
it could be fun.
Yeah, we definitely want to make it fun. I just know for me, I'm definitely going to own it. I'll have mine, but I'm just not posting, as much. Like I'm not as cool as Nick Smith. Nick is like he's got this factor to him, and he's attracting certain people. I'm going to attract. I know the people that we want to attract are. We're not looking for team no sleep. We're looking for make your difference. Make a positive impact on your life and other people's lives. Kind of like our maybe that's it. Maybe what if it's game changers? Make your difference. What if it's something like that? Like those are the people. It seems like those are the ones that really are attracted to.
I like that actually.
Yeah, I actually really like that too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm a fan of that.
All right. So what if that's our display name? So game changers team, make your difference.
Do we want to do Game Changers team or Team Game Changers?
I feel like Team Game Changers reminds me of Power Rangers for some odd reason. I don't know why. But I totally could wait otherwise.
I don't know. I just like playing sports. I'm used to like team something. Like something team sounds weird.
I'm just used to red, blue team, white team, green team. So
Used to the name and then team, yeah.
All right, we can do that. So how do we want to do it as far as like capitalizations and like all that? Do we want all lowercase or?
Does that even matter when it comes to your username?
I don't know, but
I think even the ET capitalized, everything else lowercase.
Works for me. I know it won't matter on Snapchat, but it will on Instagram.
And then make your difference at the MYD capitalized.
I think that's pretty good.
So this is good because that leads into our next transition. And this is really good because the ideas in our office that we want to create, that these selfie stations, we want to make them like friendly for triple threat as well as takeovers.
Yep.
So this your difference hashtag, I think we should have a hashtag make your difference and all over pretty much anything that we post, and like that's our hashtag. So because I'm already using that hashtag anyway, but I totally, it's only good for like good content that I post for like grab stuff. But make your difference could be for like say we have something that has to do with resume. We have something that has to do with team. We have something to do with income. We have something to do with travel. We have something to do with
Like stations, kind of.
Almost like stations. So that way, each time they come into the office, they could like highlight a different opportunity or experience that Vector offers. So like I essentially want to take I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know what it looks like, but we got to make it like nice, but also easy for them to snap something of like, this is what we represent. This is why it's really cool to work here.
Yep, I agree. One thing that I think is important too is on our like team pictures where we do like big paychecks, like stuff like that, we need to have like a background for that. My recommendation is like setting up and making like a taller table where it kind of like shows up behind people of all the trophies. It's like something like that where like trophies and paychecks, like some sort of like stand kind of thing.
Or even just doing it with the leadership, like the TLA thing.
That works
Just
too,
so
but
that you have something that's always behind you. Like, I get what you're saying, Will.
like I think like we need to kind of like make it uniform where like instead of like being behind, or I mean we could put it behind your desk, it doesn't really matter, but like we're kind of taking that picture every week of the paychecks kind of in the same spot. I know one thing they do, you're talking about an income station in Tallahassee. They have a wall where, you know how you give us our big paycheck sheets? They have a wall of all the big paychecks on like a wall, and it's like just like name, paycheck, and it's I mean it's huge. It's like an entire wall of it, and it's pretty cool. And then they have like a table that's maybe like mid like waist high, like belly button high, where they have like all the trophies laid out and stuff that they stand in front of when they take their pictures, or stand behind where it's kind of like in front of them. So it's like all the trophies and they hold the paycheck up. And so they have all their pictures. They post some Snapchat like that.
Mm. Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of the wall of paychecks.
That's always what catches the most attention, too.
That's definitely what gets the most response when we do like the swipe up after a picture of the paycheck. Because people are unfamiliar with the company, they don't really know the TL, like they don't know the things, but they know a big paycheck. So
Yeah.
So what have you guys have seen any of the Snap takeovers that we've done so far?
mm-hmm.
I've had people take over my Snap.
So I mean that is the move. Like we are doing that every week, every chance we have. So I'm thinking, how do we have that set up where, like the article about the owner of Uber, you know, even something as simple as like the district managers of 5, you know, as 6 books. By the time the summer rolls around, I should have my 6-book launch, you know, but right now 5 books. Like, I don't know about you, but if I heard that shit when I was 18, 19, I was like, dang, I want to work with that guy, you know, like the PB&J stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Like if I'm a, you know, someone, I kind of want to know who my boss is or what is the leadership like? Maybe not, but I think about fun, you know, so I think maybe some travel. I know I have all of my places I've traveled to, but that's like in my personal office, but maybe we publicize some of that and be like, these are all the trips that the company has gone on. And these are all the locations that we've been to.
I think we could make like a wall kind of thing where we have like pictures and posters of all the different, like, because I know that like they've been to Dominican or like they kind of repeat some of the trips. But like if you take all of those trips and have like flyers, kind of like stuff where we push pin them to the wall and kind of make like a board. Like I mean, we've even put up a bulletin board on the wall and have all this like handouts type stuff for all the different locations. It kind of creates like a background that could easily be taken a picture of, stuff like that.
Also, what we can start doing is after like someone goes on a trip, maybe they buy like a postcard from wherever they went, and they write like about their experience on the postcard. And then we just pin that up when somebody gets back from a trip, and then it's like, oh, this would be like later down the line. But I'm saying like, I mean,
that would be something you could start for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we could easily go to Google Images and
print out postcards. Yeah.
So this is again a think tank idea, but I think we need to move on that to, you know, if we're gonna hire someone, if I'm gonna pay someone to create these posters, you know, we want to you know, come up with something. Like I think about like Trevante, you know, he would love the side gig of, you know, creating some stuff. I don't know if you know, but we just have to be pretty clear of what we want, and like then I could, you know, hire stuff for us.
I'm a big fan of putting bulletin boards up and having things put on bulletin, push pin, cork board type things instead of just push pinned into the wall. I think it looks a little bit nicer.
Even frames. Honestly, I was thinking about having things in frames and making it even.
That works too. but I think it just creates a more professional, because like on their Snapchat, the Team No Sleep Snapchat, like their office looks extremely professional. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to up our game. I mean, not that it's bad, but we
Mhm.
definitely have room
But I
for.
think easy fixes, like the stuff that I see in the background of like the Zoom and stuff, like where it's pushed into the wall, even if that was on like a cork board or and some sort of frame, like it's easy stuff that I think could make a big difference.
Yeah. Well, these are the things that's why I said if there's a time where the two of you are going to be in town together before summer, where we can have a couple hours and really hammer through a lot of this to finalize some stuff.
Mhm.
That's great. You know, we're making a lot of traction with only 1 hour a week. We're getting a lot of stuff done in just 1 hour's time frame. But I think it would be nice within the next couple of weeks, if possible, or
Mhm.
April, to set aside that time if possible. So to honor your guys' time, this is what Lindsay's idea was. I'll share this with you and I'll leave this with you. She thought about having like almost like a scavenger hunt idea where we give a handout to them in training or maybe at their first team meeting or advanced training of like these are the checkpoints that when you achieve these checkpoints and you post it on your social media and prove that you did, once you accomplish these 5 things, 8 things, 10 things, then check them all off and they're approved and signed by a manager, you automatically get a sponsorship or something like that. And
I really like that idea.
That's cool.
so like one of it is you get on the newsletter and you take a selfie with your newsletter photo.
Yeah.
You know, you put it on Snap and then or Insta. You get a big paycheck for the week and put it on your social media. You know, you get whatever it is.
It's almost like creating a contest for social media.
Yeah, but you also have to hit like certain marks
Right.
in the business in order to be promoted. Or
Exactly. I'm a fan of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
so it's like social media post for a sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
What if we even called it a scholarship? And what if I actually just gave money out of that $5,000 budget?
That would work. Like a social media scholarship.
So if we gave, I mean, I don't know, how many people do you think will hit this summer? I mean, if we made it where if it was achievable by 10 people and I gave $100 each, I don't know. I mean, maybe something like that.
We'd have to make it fairly difficult, at least compared to like the things you were saying. I feel like a lot of people could hit those.
Yeah.
I mean,
One of the things would be President's Club. That has to be, they have to sell at least 10 grand for that.
yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
I mean, the goal for the summer is to have 25 kids hit 10 grand.
Maybe it's the first. What if it's the first 10 to do it?
That's cool, but then you put the kids at the disadvantage that start late in the summer.
Well, they don't care about them using this in the beginning.
That is actually yeah, you're right.
So just an idea. We can
Mhm.
keep thinking and going into that idea too.
Yep.
So maybe a scholarship of like $100 or something like that with that concept. So for next week, you guys have the push SLC or Kathy's talk about push weeks, and then we have Luke Maseko's 5-star. So just so you guys know, starting on the 20th on Tuesday, Jeff is going to be taking over these, and he's doing them Tuesday from 5 to 6, 6 or 6:30. And I know that might conflict with maybe softball or whatnot. So you'll be you got to coordinate that with Jeff because he's going to be taking over all the AM prep. I still I might want to have time with you guys, this 1 hour session, but I'll be sure to let you know ahead of time. But that's not for another 2 weeks because we have 2 more sessions left. So we have Kathy's push and then Luke Maseko's 5-star recruiting. And then I mean, we're pretty much in go mode by then. After that takes it to our AM series. So then we're in just recruiting mode.
Cool. Is there a time this week that we're all going to try to meet up? Is that?
So is this the week that you're in town?
I'm here. I just got here about like 20 minutes before this call started.
Chelsea, do you have any 2-hour windows within the week that might work for you?
I can meet. Hold on. I can meet right after Wednesday after school, so around 2.
Wednesday's gonna be interesting. I think Wednesday's the only day I know I have stuff to do.
Let's see. I know Tuesday and Thursday I have a game. Yeah, I'm going to Tampa. Like, I'll be in Tampa every day after Wednesday, and Monday I have practice at 6, but I have a meeting right after school at 2. And I don't know how long that's supposed to last.
So I could be flexible. Lindsay's going out of town on Saturday for St. Patrick's Day. I was probably going to rent a Harley, but I could, meet early morning, something like that.
I'm not here on Saturday. I'm not here on the weekend.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's Monday through Friday.
I could be flexible. I could make some things.
I can do something if we want to do it fairly late, I could probably make something work fairly late.
Or
I
like
have
super
practice
early.
every
Chelsea,
night until 8
Yeah, or early.
Chelsea, you start school at what, 8 o'clock?
at 7:30.
Yeah, that's nice and early. I don't know if Will can.
Monday I
good
could
for
try
me.
to move. Monday I could try to move my appointment, or like my meeting or whatever, to maybe later in the week.
I mean, I don't
Okay.
want
Well, let's see if we can make Wednesday. When are you available on Wednesday?
I should be available around 2:30.
All right, I will be able to know by tomorrow afternoon if that'll work.
to when. What's the time frame?
Well, I have softball at 6.
Okay. So
Okay.
so if we were able to, say like 3 to 5 or something like that,
I could probably make that work, but I'll know for sure tomorrow.
and that way
I
we
could
could
definitely
walk,
make that work.
and that way we could walk through. I'm gonna stop recording.